Hey guys, Eric Hobbs here, Under the Arch Sports. Time to talk about Mizzou and their crushing loss at Vanderbilt, 17 to 10, your final score. Before we start, as always, please guys go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Spotify. And hey, leave us some comments what you thought about this game and what should Mizzou what do they do going forward? You know, this was crushing for a lot of reasons. I think the game was there for the taking. I mean, obviously, it was a close game. The defense was dominant. I would argue they were one play from being as close to perfect as you're ever going to be able to ask, especially against a top 10 team in their house. Let's look at this. Diego Pavia, top five Heisman guy, perhaps. 10 of 19, 129 passing yards with an interception and one rushing touchdown. That's it. He did nothing. He scored a touchdown, a 1 yard touchdown run. All right, fine. Any team's quarterback could do that on a keeper. He had no major impact on this game. The defense, my gosh. Vandy had only 13 first downs, 3 of 10 on third down. They had 265 yards of total offense. They had 136 rushing yards, and was it 80, 89 yards of that was on one play. The defense was all over the place. Not fair to ask more out of them. So it's crushing because you have such a good defense and they did everything. And the offense just was the offense. I mean, they weren't awful. 376 total yards. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Mod Hardy, 97 yards on 20 carries. Pretty solid, not great. Uh, yeah, but a second loss at Vandy. Yeah, it hurt. The Hail Mary at the end, where Coleman was his body was basically laying on the goal line, but the ball never crossed. That hurt because what that much, and we're talking overtime or what I think Drink would have done. I think he'd have just gone for two. Uh, with your field goal kicker being what it is in overtime, that's dangerous. We saw that in the Auburn game, and was though he was looking well, he played well. Do you really want to ask him to go win a game in overtime? I think Drinkwitz would have dialed up his best 2 point play and just said, "We're going for it right now." I really think he would have. Uh, but yeah, all that, and that's before you feel terrible for Bo Pribula. Yeah, having a dislocated ankle, probably done for the year. There's no official timetable. That probably done for the year is based on my own research of how long it takes to heal. So yeah, I would expect it's the Matt Zoller show. So see what we got the rest of the way on that. Missouri lost a football game. I left that game feeling like, yeah, Missouri's better than Vanderbilt. I don't care about the score. I thought the defense did whatever it wanted. We talked about that. Thought the offensive line was better, not great, but better than they were against Auburn for sure, and maybe even Bama. And the offense was able to move the ball for stretches. Some of the biggest times that they kind of shot themselves in the foot had to do with play calling. And yeah, I don't get some of it. There's something to be said about Kirby Moore messing up play calls or being limited in what he can call or play or be perfect example. Third down, 2 yard line, whatever it was. I think everybody in the stadium knew he's about to have Prbula get the ball and immediately move to one side and look to throw, move the pocket. And to me, that's just overthinking it. You have the running back leading America in yak, and you're not going to just give him the ball twice. Give him the ball. He's probably moving forward. All right, he's not in. Cool. Give it to him again. I feel very, very, very confident they would Missouri offensive line and Hardy. I think they'd get 2 yards in 2 plays. I I also thought I think it was second down. Well, it was the fourth down play. Was the kind of the patented short yardage play that Missouri has run, where the quarterback, it was Brady Cook before, now Prbula, would take a couple steps and then fake a pitch and then dive right in, kind of typically between the guard and tackle or off tackle. And it worked for a first down earlier in the game. It did not work there because honestly, it was too predictable. It, it's too common of a play. They've got to sneak that in instead of a fourth and short. Everybody's like, all right, what kind of short yardage stuff? I thought that was terrible play calling. I do. I won't go as far as some people are going to say fire Kirby Moore because 2023, he looked like a genius. 2024, everyone thought, well, you know what? It's maybe not quite as good, but he's still pretty good. And that's with Brady Cook, who was hurt so much of the year, and with Drew Pine, who just was very limited. And then this year, I think is on Bo Prabula, to be honest with you. And we'll talk about this during the bye week. I think his execution of reads and decision making is making Kirby Moore look worse than he really should be getting blamed for. And I think that kind of showed up. But there was some bad play calling. There was a 3rd and 3 where Missouri ran a jet sweep. Okay, I understand that. If you give the ball to Speedy Johnson or to Kevin Coleman, Speedy Johnson, he's fast, cool. Kevin Coleman, he's shifty and pretty fast. But instead, it went to Josh Manning, who comparatively is neither fast nor shifty. And it got blown up for a 7 yard loss. That made no sense to me. So that one, it wasn't so much the play call as much as who got the ball, who the play was run for. I make no distinction there because the play was designed for Manning to get the ball, and I think that was wrong. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that as Matt Zollers takes over. Um, I touched on that first trip to the red zone, leading to nothing. The play calling there, that has to be a touchdown. It just has to. With Ahmad Hardy in the backfield, he's got to at least touch the ball. As it is, Missouri left 7 points on the board on the table right there. Missouri got into the red zone again, missed field goal. At this point, I don't know that you can kick a field goal. Maybe in the first half you try it. In the second half, I don't know that you can do it. I really don't. Because Robbie Meyer is just kind of all over the place. Hit a 39 yarder that looked great in the first half, first quarter. And then that 29 yarder, I don't know. Similar issue that he's had before where he just kind of kicked it straight and didn't angle it, being on the hash. I think maybe, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think Missouri, if they want to kick a field goal, one, I don't know that I would. Two, if you're gonna, third down, you almost have to run a play that gets the ball towards the middle of the field to minimize the angle that Meyer's having to work with. That's from the outside looking in. That's what I see. I would do it because I think you want to be able to kick a 35 yarder. You want to be able to try that But right now, especially if you're got the ball on the hash or close to it, I don't think you can. So it's a problem. It is not going away. And hey, this is probably not Missouri's last close game. So you have to account for it somehow. For this game, the offense simply looked better with Matt Zollers at quarterback. I don't want to, kind of kick Prabula while he's down, but we've spoken of his limitations. I've talked about how honestly he's looked worse and worse almost by week since the KU game. Zollers comes in and it's a different offense. He's standing in the pocket, ready to take a hit. And said, nope, you can get me, but I'm still going to throw this strike 20 yards down the field. Bo Prabula does not do that. He felt pressure very quickly, and he would scramble. It limited how much he would be able to go through his progressions. The touchdown pass to Jude James was not Matt Zoller's first read. I feel confident in saying that. So, yeah, we're going to discuss in the bye week what Missouri is going to look like going forward, but I don't know. Maybe reason to hope despite the loss. We'll see what happens with this. It's not all doom and gloom. We saw what Mississippi State is capable of looking like against Texas, blowing that lead. That's deflating. They started off good, had a rough go of it in the SEC. I think you still like your chances there. Arkansas is just stumbling their way through the season. Oklahoma is going to be real tough, no mistake. At A&M, best team left on the schedule. I guess you take your chances at home, see what happens. You had Bama on the ropes. We'll see what happens with A&M after the bye week. Well placed bye week. Zollers gets some time to mentally prepare whatever they're going to do in the off week. Maybe he'll get some extra reps. I don't know. Well timed either way. But hey, uh, lots to take away from this game. Mostly bad, as we've talked about. All that. And they were the length of a football from forcing overtime or going for two in the win. So tough group. Just didn't work out. That's really all you can say. I guess the one addendum on the big play Vandy ran for the touchdown. Yes, there was a hold. Dalen Carnell got mugged. That's brutal. Brutal to know. I don't know what to tell you. SEC refs have been coming under fire a lot. If they look at this, if this gets noticed, yeah, they'll come under fire a lot more for this. But I mean that's the world we live in. So you move on. Missouri's still 6-2. 11-2 is still on the table. And that's if they don't make the playoff. 10-2 and in the playoff. It's still there mathematically. Think what you want about how realistic it is. Again, we're going to talk about this in the bye week. It's not total doom and gloom. Not yet. We'll talk about all this and more during the bye week leading up to A&M. But hey, thank you all for watching this one and see you guys next time.